Spiritual sex and candy, yeah.
Hello, gorgeous beings. Welcome to Spiritual Sex and Candy, episode 10, From Monogamy and Beyond, Unleashing Your Sexual Multiverse. I'm here, right? I'm Heather, you're the Shamanic Sweetener, and we have JP, our Freedom Jedi. Hi, JP.
Hi, Heather. It's so nice to see you today.
It's so nice to be seen. How are you doing today?
It is moist here. Definitely moist here in Detroit.
That's my favorite word.
It's
Someone out there is
83,
listening
and I
and
think
cringing. Moist.
I think there's like a 90% humidity.
You. It's just hot as Satan's
Feels
asshole
like
here.
I'm inside somebody's orifices, and
It's super hot here.
I don't know if I would prefer dry heat or yeah.
Hi,
And my air
my
conditioning.
bestie.
Hello, Miss Tina. She says it's freezing.
Her
No,
house
83
is
degrees
in
in Detroit with it's not the heat itself, it's the humidity. And it's kind of raining a little bit, it's kind of break. And as soon as it breaks, it'll be okay. It's not necessarily a temperature, it's just the humidity feels like you're like literally dying. And my air conditioner will not work.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yay.
You're
I had to be
freezing,
on
Jeff.
30 amp in order for it to.
We're having issues with you cutting in and out, love.
I don't like that.
Yeah, your whole thing is like jumping.
Fun.
Ooh, a concert in the park. That sounds amazing. It's just hot as Satan's asshole here. It's the high today is 102, and by Thursday it's supposed to be 111. I don't like it. I don't like it. So today, okay, let's do our disclaimer.
Thanks.
Sex, drugs, rock and roll. Our name says it all. 18 and over. If you do not want to hear fuck you or whatever, we're going to offend you. So if you are easily offended, please leave now. Here is your caution. We are not politically correct in any way, shape, or form, but we're going to talk about everything. Everything. The good, the bad, the dirty, and then some. You'll find someone to hang out with there, Tina. She says she's going all alone to the concert at the park. You'll go find someone to hang out with. So we're going to talk about monogamy and non-monogamy and different types of relationships. Because it is Pride Month, you guys. Happy Pride Month. We lost Jeff. I am proud of you for going out and doing something by yourself. I should do that more often too. I'm bad about that too. But I'm glad you're going out and hanging out. We lost Jeff. Today we're going to talk about, once we get Jeff back, we will be talking about monogamous relationships, open relationships, non-monogamy, Polyamorous. We're gonna talk about all the things. Yeah, he just is frozen there. I should probably message him. Hold on. Let's see if we can get Jeff back. We lost you. We lost you, Jeff. He's probably talking away too. Which usually he doesn't have a problem where he's at. So, um,
Yeah, I tried to go back into. So I'm sorry, guys. I am having some tech issues here. My Wi-Fi decides it's going to not be okay, which is very unusual where I'm at in the Wi-Fi I'm on. So I apologize.
Hi, welcome back.
I apologize. And I tried to switch. Thanks. I tried to switch over to the other one, thinking that, well, maybe mine will work better, and it did not at all. Like, I came in, I saw you, and then I did not.
That was it.
Like,
huh?
okay, let's go back. So I
Well,
apologize for the craziness. I will try my best to be here with you as much as
this is
possible.
what happens when you travel and you're in different spots all the
Conversation.
time, and
Yay.
it happens. It happens. Technical difficulties happen. So, what else? Are you ready to talk about
There's that one.
non-monogamous relationships? Monogamous relationships. We've both been in a couple of different situations. I know some people. I know a lot of people's over the years, in different types of relationships. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, it's actually really funny because my throuple that's been together for years now just broke up. So my successful throuple, because I have a firm belief that thruples are not, uh, in theory they can work, but in practice, someone's always getting hurt. And so
Okay.
finding that balance of how to do it, no judgment at all. Like, if you can make it work, please, please, please tell me how you make a throuple work where no one's jealous and no one has those issues, and you work all that out. But
So,
just what I've
well,
seen in
okay, so let
action
people know
every
what
time
you
I see
mean
it.
by when you talk about a throuple. Because there's like, we need to talk about the different types, right? So, monogamy, two people, only each
Okay.
other, right? When you're with your soulmate, you know. Um, soulmate's one of those terms that like drives me crazy. Everyone's like, I'm looking for my soulmate, and I'm like, look for something other than that. Um, right. So it's two people in a relationship, right? And then we have polyamorous relationships where there is multiple um husbands or wives, boyfriends or girlfriends, but they all live together, right? Is that the definite? Would you say that's right in a polygamous relationship?
I would say, or they all either live together or they have a mutual. Typically, the partners are together for the most part, except when you talk about sister wives and that, or sister husbands. I mean, that would fall under that also. Um,
Right, because it
but
could
I think that's
be a
a more
female that has
unique
two
version of that.
husbands, but the husbands don't have a relationship. So a throuple is where everyone has a relationship with each other, correct? So, because like in a
Yes,
polyamorous relationship, it would
correct.
be like me and I would have two husbands, or right, two husbands, but they were not a couple. They were both just with me. Right, because that's kind of what, like, when we talk about when you said sister wives and stuff like that, fundamentalists that have multiple wives, right? Well, it's not always fundamentalists. I don't mean to say it like that, but that's what people would think of, right?
Right.
But a throuple would be
So,
you're in a relationship
yeah,
with both.
and then there's kind of
right? So you were
both
dating
other people.
both
Yes.
partners.
And then there's partner swapping, and then there's
Right. Yeah, then we have just
yeah,
open
they
relationships,
in
and
this
then we
situation
have
it was yeah, and so me personally, I've been in open relationships and I've been in monogamous relationships. Um, I have really good friends, a few really good friends that were in thruples, and what I've seen with thruple, especially, is that it's good for might be good for a couple of years, but it's not a long term thing.
not a
It's
long-term
like
thing.
somebody's always yeah.
Because you're all three dating each other, right? So it's not just one person.
Not that 2 years isn't a long time.
Yeah, so it's
Right. Right.
everyone's either going out together or two are going out and then the other two are going out and then, you know. So
And
so
all the
I
different combinations. I mean, it's hard enough keeping one person happy.
yeah. Well, that is true too. So I know people who are I have some friends who have a very successful open marriage. Um, there are ground rules to it. I don't know what specifically their rules are, but there are ground rules to it. Um, and it's been an open marriage since they've been together. And they've been together for 23 years now, 24 years now. But there's very strict rules and um usually because she has a consistent second partner. Her husband has had multiple over the years, though they're usually for an extended amount of time. So he's not, but the girls always think that they're going to wheedle their way in in some way. And their marriage is very separate from, not that other partners are not allowed at the house, or it's not like that. Like they come and visit and have dinner and they have family dinners and stuff like that. But there's no everyone living together in one roof. The alternate partners do not live with them. That's a rule, that sort of thing. The girls are usually the women are usually the ones that are like think that they're going to wheedle in on the wife. Like, well, maybe he'll. And as soon as that starts to happen, he goes, bye-bye, bye-bye now. You can't do that, right? I've been in open relationships, which oddly enough, which we were kind of
Yeah,
talking
definitely.
about before we started this, is that is the relationship that he cheated on me, which is hilarious because we had threesomes and I would bring girls. So I was the one that brought girls home. I'd be like, hey, want to do her? Want to bring her home, want to fuck her type of thing. And then, um, and, um, and then he went and cheated, which I thought was so stupid. And in the gaslighting in that, he said, um, why would I cheat on you? Because I knew he was cheating because he was not good at it, by the way. And I openly talk about that I have been with married men and in my past. And I was always the one that was like, don't leave your wife for me because I'm not the one. I'm not the one. Do not leave your wife for me. But he would always say, well, why would I cheat on you if um when we have an open, when like you bring girls home and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, why would you? But he did. And then he got his karma. Instant karma, by the way. Instant
Yeah.
karma. Because he ended up with
You
her
know,
for like 5 years
and
and she was
mine,
like a raging
my
alcoholic
open
and
relationship.
Your
Oh
open relationship, the same thing.
no, thank
Oh
you.
yeah, they split. Well, so when him and I split up, he moved to a different city, and she followed him, and then like, yeah, and then he was miserable for like 5 years. I couldn't be with a person who was in an open marriage because I get attached. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't do it. I don't think I would do it now, though. I am. Oh, so I'm not okay. I wouldn't want an open marriage, but I'm not saying that I wouldn't still bring a girl home once in a while. There's something hot about watching my partner fuck someone else. I don't know. It's the thing. And I talked about having an open
I wouldn't be in
relationship,
a strict
huh?
monogamous relationship.
I'm sorry, what?
I would not be in a strict monogamous relationship. I would not be in a strict monogamous relationship.
Okay.
It would. I would probably have more rules than I did before. But I would also probably be a part of communities, and it would be part of the thing that we would go to some of those events together,
Right.
and we might do things together. I wouldn't, but there would be rules on. It would never be as open as it was before. That I went from strict monogamy to way too open, and I realized there's a middle ground there
Yeah.
that I didn't touch.
Yeah, I mean,
Not
I've
even
known people
close.
who've
Didn't
tried
get close to.
polyamorous relationships
So
before. I had a friend who they brought in another female into their relationship, and the female got pregnant, and the wife couldn't get pregnant, and then the female took the baby. I mean, so there's like a lot of stuff that can happen in that regards, like, especially if it's, like when children start to get involved and stuff like that. And to each his own. Everybody fucks funny to somebody. I am not. I know that, more love for children, and I'm all down for that. Um, uh, because it does take a village, So I know that there are relationships out there that work really well, and go you. I have a lot of rules. I have a lot of rules. I yeah, and I was in a relationship once where we talked about um it being very open. I'm terrible. Oh my God. I yeah, so super open, but the rules were like he couldn't, if he found someone he wanted to do, like I needed to know about it. There was no um getting their numbers or like that sort of thing, because I didn't want to mess with that's my man, someone thinking that they're having a full-blown relationship. So it was more like, yeah, you can go fuck someone if you want, but just let me know first that that's what you want to do out of respect, and then go have a good time, but don't bring shit home. I've been in relationships like the one
yeah,
where I brought women home to him. So like, why would you cheat if you could bring chicks home? And he would brag to his friends about it. He'd be like, "No, she like will pick
right.
them and bring them home to me." Because then I get to have the conversation. Hey, this is what it is. Are you cool with that? This is how this is going down. We're going to have a good time, and you're going to get the fuck out of my house. And we're, you know.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think that part of the being part of the leather community in the gay world, we have the leather community, and so there are things like, and there's play parties, and there's things that you could do there that could be fun and interesting, and you know that would happen that wouldn't necessarily be monogamous, but I wouldn't necessarily go and be on the apps with my partner, or let my partner be on the apps by himself,
Right.
or vice versa, right?
Right. Right.
Like,
Well, yeah, so
yes, we go and
that's
play.
different too,
Yes, we might
because
have and we might even have a couple people we play with. You know,
Okay, but that's a kink, right? So now we're talking about now we're getting into that, right? So like then there's the relationships where when you get kink involved, um where you might have a subdom relationship with someone and be I know people who were like that, right? Where she was a sub, her and her husband her and her husband did not live the lifestyle. It wasn't, so she had a dom that she went and spent time with, but it was not a sexual thing, right? It was a sub dom situation. And so then there's that type of non-monogamous relationship because there was still a very close bond with her dom. There has to be in those situations, right? And so like for we have clubs here. I live in Vegas. We have clubs here. I will not name them, but there is one that is very well known. We'll put it that way. And I don't want to say it because I don't want to get in any kind of trouble for put their not that, but yeah, where you can go and I've been offered to I've been taken, yeah, several times. Just come and look beautiful and
and,
sit with a collar on or something.
yeah, I
Be a goddess. I never took I see, I like my kink in private, so I'm
I yeah, I like my kink in public. I'm definitely an exhibitionist. So I do like that is part of some of the things I do like. So I can definitely get involved with some of the more group and active things. Um, and I do have enough. I have enough kinks on both sides. I'm a switch, guys. So I dom and sub depending on the person. Um, I have played both roles this week, actually, in the craziness that has been my life. One thing I'm going to tell you guys is if you are really working on chakra work and like you start opening up chakras and you're spending a whole month in a chakra without the like one that monitors it open, and you're literally just trying to figure out what that chakra is going to open and do for you, be careful. Just be careful. This has been a wild, wild freaking month with root chakra that I'm on. I have 9 more days of before I like start opening up my sacral, and it's been wild and it's been wild.
well, yeah,
That's all I
because
gotta say.
it's your primal, your root chakra is about primal instinct as well, right? And so Jeff is feeling the primal part of things. And he hasn't even opened up the sex chakra yet.
Right. I haven't because that's what controls it. So, well, no, your solar plexus would be what controls those two. So, I'm like a big raw primal nerve right now. But the good parts of this are that I feel very safe and secure. I feel very grounded. I'm very okay. Right. I had part of my roof fall off, guys, this past week, and I didn't panic, didn't go crazy, didn't. It happened like my literal roof in my home fell apart, and I'm still okay. My root chakra is like being fixed, and we've been in the repair sections of it. It's pretty much done now. So that's the good parts of it. Like I feel very safe. I feel very rooted. I feel very great. I'm doing friggin' yoga for goodness sakes. We started that whole thing in the middle of this, and it's beautiful.
Because why wouldn't
And
we?
I because why wouldn't I? Because that's how I do things,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
That's how I do things. I do, and then when we were doing the ritual energy work together, it was everything got opened all at once, and it was like this big, huge floodgate where I again had no regulation because it was like, oh, that's a fun little trip. Energy work is fun, guys.
It
It's a
is.
fun,
So, but
fun.
that's something
I
that
suggest everyone do
we
it.
didn't
Have a
really
good shaman with you.
It's good to have a shaman as best friend. Um, yeah. So that's
Yeah.
the other thing is that we talk about our chakras being blocked all the time, but the other side of that is, or it could be spewing energy anywhere. And so until you balance them out, so like he opened everything up and now energy's spewing everywhere. And now he has to like learn to balance it back out, right? Because you went from being blocked to now it's like woo, and it's the extreme of the other extreme of things. So
Oh.
we talk right. So we talk about them being blocked all the time, but really it's an imbalance, and so it could go one way or the other, and he has just opened the floodgates, and now you're trying to get him back together, which I mean, do you think that there's any true monogamists out there? I know Tina's going to say that she is a true monogamist. Do you think that monogamy is a do you think we're meant to be monogamous creatures? I guess that's a better question, because we know that you can be monogamous. But do you think it's if it's an effort to be monogamous?
It is an effort, and there are people out there that are willing to do it, and there's people out there that it is probably the best thing for them, psychologically, and all of that. I don't believe that we were meant to be, and we are not designed to be, and that's the problem. We're not designed to be monogamous. We are designed to populate.
Right.
We're friggin' mammals, and if
Yeah.
there's not that many mammals out there that are monogamous. We are not one of them. So can you be monogamous? And could it be beautiful? And can it be right for you? It can. And I've seen it, and it's very comforting. It's very secure. My sisters are in really great relationships. Two of my sisters have been with their husbands for ever. I can't imagine either one of them not being with their husband. They're not going to be in an open relationship, I don't think.
Right.
I don't think. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't get that much as their actual sex lives, but I can't imagine either one will getting divorced either. So, it's work. The open relationship is the work too. So it's not that Heather and I both just talked about open relationships that didn't work, because that has ground rules and that has things too. So
yeah,
all relationships are going to be work. What one is going to really benefit you and make you feel fulfilled? And now, if I can find somebody that can fulfill everything I want, let's go. Now, if I found that person, they're probably schizophrenic and
they probably have multiple personalities, and I like to play with all of them. It's not multiple personalities anymore. It's dissociative identity disorder, DID.
Exactly.
Yeah. Did.
Right. Did. I'm talking to the new guy. Hey, seriously. So in the middle of this Saturday, I started talking to somebody, because why wouldn't I?
Why not?
Why not? Because this is how I roll. Everything is going to be crazy, and we're having fun. This is not going to be. I am literally leaving in 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Right.
This is not going to be a serious long-term thing at all. It might be just 3 weeks, and we're going to have some fun, and it's going to be, I might see him again, might come back, because I could see us we really vibed. So Sunday, I try not to work. I try not to get on a laptop. My main goal in life on Sunday is not to touch my laptop. So I'm texting with him instead, and kind of going back and forth, and kind of like a teenager. It was actually cute. And I realized how schizophrenic my conversation was through that, like all the way through from, yeah, it was very, dom sub to like, I think one of the last things was, just don't let me get to the poetry section. And he goes, well, I would like to hear that. And I said, only over wine and only by candlelight with wine and chocolate. Like that could be a whole kink itself.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? I'll read you all the poetry you want.
That's so funny.
So definitely it's been the different relationships have been good, and I've been in dom sub relationships. I've been in most of those for me have not lasted as long as the other two. I was a serial monogamist for a long time. So like and that didn't necessarily work for me.
Right.
Although it probably kept me well. I grew up, I came out at the tail end of the AIDS epidemic. So, we just started knowing what it was and how it got transmitted.
Right.
When I came of age. So,
I remember
some of the serial monogamy was fear-based.
Yeah.
Right. It was fear-based. Like I didn't go and do multiple partners because, I might get sick.
Yeah.
And there was a lot of fear and there was a lot of stuff there. And I think that a lot of times monogamy comes down to that fear of societal pressure. What will people think of me? I think I've talked about it on this podcast
putting
before.
Your worthiness in someone else, in how someone else feels about you, I think is part of it. And again, that's no shade or any, just when you are not, if you're not, it takes a very confident person to be in an open relationship or a polyamorous relationship or anything that is non-monogamous. It takes and a lot of communication, right? So as we talk about all this, that's something like if you want to be in an open relationship or a polyamorous relationship, like that's something that has to be talked about from the get-go. That's not something that you date someone for 3 years and then go, "Hey." Right? Which one of my kids' friends did, where, like, she's been I don't know how long her and her husband have been married, and then all of a sudden she was like, "I want a boyfriend." Like, and kind of put her husband in a position to where he doesn't wanna lose her, but I don't think he's very comfortable with the idea, but then and that it shouldn't be that way either. There definitely has to be a mutual thing. It has to be mutual all the way around, because if not, then it's not going to work.
Yeah, no one cuck porn, right? And cuck porn is hot. Like, let's face it. But again, in reality, if you're feeling that low about this happening, that can really break people. It's one of the problems with that I have even in the kink and leather scenes is that looking at why a sub wants to be a sub.
Yes.
And really working with their and it can be beautiful. And again, there's nothing. This is not shade. Please know.
Right.
But if a sub is not
we're not
confident
judging or shaming. These are our personal opinions.
And starts believing. Yes, definitely. And guys, trust me when I tell you, I have played on every level of this game.
Yeah,
so, but what I've been finding is that a lot of times subs are so not confident.
Yeah. I just don't want to be in control. I want someone else to be in control. No, I do not want to be spit on and humiliated. That's not what I'm talking about. But like, I definitely, um, I don't want to. When we enter the bedroom, I do not want to be the aggressor. Probably, well, we know why, because I'm a control freak every other place in my life, and Jeff doesn't know anything about that. um,
which is which is the which is a more healthy way, is the in my opinion, and what I've seen, when it's that kind of
yeah,
situation, it tends to be a healthy sub relationship.
right.
A lot of what I see especially in the gay world, um, is internalized homophobia that kind of fuels that submissive side of them, and this less than, so they already feel less than, and then someone keeps telling them how much less than they are, so it reinforces the voices that they already have. And a lot of the doms are more bullies than they are at true dominance. And there's
I've witnessed that as well. I mean, I've heard stories
I have somebody in
of
mind.
yeah, and I've heard stories from people who were in dom sub situations where they were so extreme that it was like, a woman being put in a dog cage and being fed and being sleeping in a kennel and like, we're not talking just on the weekend or, I'm not talking about that. I'm talking like living in a kennel and that is where, again, I'm not judging in any way, but psychologically what is going on with that person that they're okay with that, because in on some level like, that is not healthy. That's not healthy. Like, there's healthy, and then I think that I
But
think
it
there's
could be.
okay.
It could be. So if you are in such a high powered, if you are in the, like you're in this high powered kind of position, and you want
Right.
to let go of all the control, and it's a way to curb your ego, because sometimes that's where that some of the healthier versions of this hit in that realm,
See, now that
right?
I
That
understand, but
you
that is not
end
what
up
I'm
being an
talking about.
egotistical asshole a lot of times, and then
Right, but that's not what I'm talking about.
but it
You
can
know,
be. So right, and that's some of the problems that's again some of the problems I see in the kink world of, where is that sub's head, that
right.
um are they really okay with this? And and this is all newer in my whole thing. Trust me, I have played both roles, and it's and have done things that Heather would probably go, "You were sick." Um,
I mean, I
because
already
looking
think
back, I can
that, so I
think
don't
of a
know.
few things that I've done that have been pretty yay! I have done my job. But I've so again, there is no kink shaming here at all. And
No, not at all.
when it is in when you are in good mental health and can play either side of that, it's beautiful. And I'm not, but
Right, but that's not
as
what I was
doms,
speaking
as
on. Knowing this
responsible
person and the
kink people,
situation,
right?
knowing the situation and the person who was involved in the situation, um, it was not. It was not. It was not a healthy anything. It was a
It was not.
very destructive, yeah. And there's a fine line between that.
Yeah,
There's a
and you
fine
really
line
do have
between
to
it.
look.
Yeah.
Yes,
But,
very,
again,
very
there's no
finely.
kink
And
shaming
I can tell
or
you
any
that
of that because
in some of
everybody
my
fucks
worst,
funny to somebody.
yeah, and sometimes and I'm not saying that every sub in the world is psychologically broken either. You know, it,
No.
I have been on both sides. Again, I have played I have played this role. I have done things again that, and sometimes it was because my mental health was not okay. I have been one of those, and not okay with myself and not calm. Now, when I'm in either role, I am very much, I know where I am.
Right.
I am very self aware. And the more self aware you are, the more that works. As in anything that we talk about, really, everything we've ever talked about on this show comes down to knowing your own self awareness well enough and being aware enough in you that this is a conscious decision.
Yeah. Yeah. And that you're doing it because you want to do it,
And that's
not to please
and
someone
that's
else.
one of the, not to please someone else, not because you feel um, less than or broken or you know, but because it might turn you on.
Yeah.
So one of the people I know that doesn't know I know all this. I've ran into somebody on the dirty side of the Elon Musk's app, um, where they are doing this what's called fin doming, and so basically they bully people and give them money, and literally it comes down to almost the exact same thing as the bully in the lunchroom taking their lunch money. And some guys, it turns some guys on. I have a friend, it turns on a lot. Okay. And this guy just made $10,000 last month. And the reason I know that is because I've been keeping track, because I've known him for a while, and, and he's a straight boy that's doing it. And he's literally, and I
Well,
happen to
he
run
just
across
talks
him,
shit to people and
and
they
he
pay
still
him
doesn't know.
to be nasty to them? Is that what you're saying? And degrade them?
Yeah. Yeah.
I feel
Yep.
I feel like I'm in the wrong business. I just
Lots of money. He made $10,000 last month. That's what I said. Mind you, he is very hot. You know, he's definitely hot alpha male archetype. Okay. Almost looks redneck. He's not. He's from freaking Delaware, for God's sakes. Um, which should give Heather a clue of where I know him from. And but he, and I'm just like, he's not even doing anything sexual to them. It really is bullying, and like I don't think he even sends them like a dick pic.
they don't get anything but talking shit to them. I mean, uh, to each his own.
Basically.
I don't like. Mm, mm.
And
I have
yeah,
certain things like
but that's when I start questioning,
right. Yeah.
though. That's when I
Yeah.
start questioning things like, are you okay? Do I, where, who are you outside of this?
Yeah.
Not even, you know, not that anyone's broken, not anyone, if this is really what you enjoy it, go have fun,
Yeah.
but kind of know why that turns you on.
Yeah.
Now, for me, he kind of turns me on because I know him and he doesn't know that I know that it's happening. So it's kind of the secret straight boy thing, so I keep tabs. No, I have not sent him
Right.
money. And no, I will not send him money. because he would know who. They would break the whole thing. He would know who I was and probably block me.
Right.
It'd be like finding your best friend's OnlyFans, the one that you were kind of attracted to, and finding them, or your ex-boyfriends,
Right.
the one that
I
got
don't want
away.
to find any of my ex-boyfriends anything. Let me just say. There is not an ex-boyfriend that I have that I like.
Your
Nope.
boss. There you go.
Nope. Too funny.
Hot teacher.
I mean, I do you, baby, do you? If you do OnlyFans, rock on. Sex workers, I have the utmost respect for
Rock
them.
on.
I live in the town of sin. Do what you got to do, but do it because you want
again,
to.
I told my cousin.
Yeah.
I have a hot cousin. Like, I have a cousin that's like traditionally really one of those people that probably could model tomorrow.
Right.
Has that whole white thug, Italian gangster kind of thing going on, tattoos, been in prison a couple
How old
times.
is
Like,
he?
he's cute. Right. He's about 30 now. Right around 30. And
that might be a little young.
So just so you know, it's not blood related. He is my uncle's. Yeah, but I tell him all the time, you should be doing OnlyFans. Like, really, you are wasting your time working right now. Do OnlyFans while you can. Get the money.
Yeah.
Because you're pretty and you could go and like take pictures and like take a shower and make $1,000 because you took a shower today.
Right. Shoot. There are men out there that
he's that pretty.
have fat fetishes.
I don't have pretty feet. I don't have
could make lots of money.
Body.
Maybe I've missed my calling.
I keep saying that I've been trying to find my little. I know. I keep trying to find my little niche. I'm a little too old, a little too plump, a little too bald. I'm not daddy enough to be daddy, and I'm not young enough to be not. So I just always fell into this like other space. I'm cute. I get it. I don't ever think I'm not putting myself down here. I'm cute. I pull what I pull. I pull nicely. Trust me, I'm not lagging for anything. And
right.
I'm probably not making the money. I would really have to find that niche. That
I mean, I've got.
But you do want to be running your show.
I've got a niche already.
No. You see, your niche is easy. I keep telling you. I told you what your show should be. The titty tarot.
Naked tarot. Naked oracle readings.
Naked oracle readings. It would work. What if I get good enough at yoga? That's what mine's gonna be. Naked yoga. We'll do naked yoga classes.
I'm just joking.
I
have a lot of self-confidence, people, just for the record.
Let's go.
I am okay with me. But then there's but that's something that no. I mean, I'm confident, but I don't want to be someone's fetish in that regards. Like, I'm not down for
I don't
people
necessarily
to pay
mind
me to eat or like.
See, I don't have a problem with that. But I'm an exhibitionist.
I don't eat because I'm not heavy because of eating large quantities of food either. So there's that part. There's so much that goes. We don't even need to get into that. But right. I'm all for if you have an OnlyFans, right the fuck on. Like,
not today's conversation.
Right the fuck on.
You can share right here, get you some views.
Yeah. So, so if you are in a relationship or if you're looking to be in a non-monogamous relationship, the biggest advice I think I could give is be open from the get-go that it's something that you're interested in. Don't pick someone who is, and then don't get in relationships that don't fit into that just to be in a relationship. Because I think that that is a huge, huge thing as well of people get into relationships and they have kinks that are not being fulfilled. And then years down the road, they're like, I want a woman that'll do this and, or whatever. And I only use that because that's the reference I have of I have male friends that come to me all the time and talk about how their wives won't do this or won't do that or, don't do those things. And I'm like, did they ever? Well, no. Well, then you can't, if you have a kink, make sure that your partner is into that kink or is okay with you
Right.
finding someone who is into the kink, but communicate those things because if you're a freak and you are not with a freak, you are
Right.
not going to feel sexually satisfied. I truly, honestly believe that.
And then there's a piece of you that dies.
Right, and then there's a
Um,
part of you that
I
is
can tell
not
you
and you
that
don't
the
feel
amount,
fulfilled.
right. And there's a lot of married men out there, a lot of married men. They're
Yeah,
out here on the streets, they're on the apps.
yeah,
And if they're not,
yeah,
if they are not being safe about it, a lot of them are not. And they're probably not getting tested like they should either,
yeah,
which is causing more of a pandemic.
yeah. Yes, for
Guys, we
sure.
can eliminate. Do you realize that we can eliminate AIDS in this generation?
Yeah.
Just eliminate it. If everyone just did what they were supposed to do,
Right,
go get
right.
tested, get
Yeah.
on the
Get tested on a
appropriate
regular
med,
basis. There is no shame in going and getting tested. You can
and
go to your
we can
local
end this.
yeah. Yeah, go to your local health district, health clinic
Yeah, and now they have
somewhere
the
and get
doxy,
tested. Now they have a what?
and now they have doxy prep. The doxy prep, they have doxy prep. So not only can you not avoid, not only can you now avoid HIV, you can now avoid all the rest of them too.
Oh, there you go.
You do not have to get an STI. I just learned this. I
That's
learned new things
interesting.
this week.
I had not
I
heard
had to
that.
look it
That's
up.
interesting.
My subway. Yeah, I didn't either. It's new. I'm like, oh, I see my
So
doctor
the
next week. I
scary
get to
thing
talk to him
about
about it.
those is
Yay!
not that those are not amazing things, but then the scary thing is then people will stop getting tested altogether because they think that it can't happen. And just to be clear, you should still go get tested
Well, that's
at least every 6 months, if not sooner than that. And wrap your shit up, please.
with prep. I have with prep. I have to get tested every 3 months. So one of the rules of prep is that you get tested every 3 months.
Good.
Because if it doesn't work, and you get on the other side of the medication, right? If
Right.
you get on the HIV treatments, because there's more to
Right.
that,
Right, because you
and
can
you find
become
it right away,
undetectable now.
then you're more likely.
Yeah,
Right. And undetectable means untransmittable.
correct. Right.
Once
Yeah.
you are untransmittable, think about if everyone just did that, got on the appropriate med, we can eliminate it.
Yeah.
This is my message all month. I'm going to be talking about this all month. You will hear this speech again. I promise you. Please go get tested. Please get on the appropriate meds.
There is no prep.
Please
So
be
you
safe.
have to be gender assigned male at birth, correct? In order to take prep. It is very specific, right? So you have to be.
I actually believe.
I don't believe there's a prep for female.
Believe that's only if you are in childbearing age. I think that it's because it doesn't do well with pregnancy. it's not because it doesn't work for women. It's because they don't want women who maybe get pregnant
Oh, that's
on PrEP.
interesting. Well, because I felt like in the commercials, and I'm only going by I haven't worked in medical field in a few years, so it's new things in the medical field. But I believe the commercial says you have to be assigned male at gender at birth. Like so, you had to have a
And
peen.
but that's why it's not because it doesn't work. It's because
Oh, okay.
yeah. But I believe that it's only because of the pregnancy.
Pregnancy thing. Oh,
They
that
don't
could
want
be.
you on it
That's
if you could get
interesting.
pregnant or you plan on getting pregnant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have multiple
Because it
partners,
is
please be
a
open about it.
biologic. It will.
Right. I'm talking for
Yes.
PrEP specifically.
Be
Yeah.
honest. Be open. Be with someone that's okay with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and talk about it ahead of time so that you don't get
For
into a
all of it.
relationship and then you're
For
like,
all of
"By
it.
the way." And if they think you're a freak, then you weren't meant to be with that person.
Yeah.
If they're freaked out about it and like, "No, no, no," then, you know. I dated a guy once and I'm like, "Sure, but there's rules to it." You know what I mean? And like he had some chick who he had been with before and wanted to be with us because she wanted him. And I was like, "No, no, 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 that's not how that works." You know what I mean? Because her idea is to just have access to you whenever she wants. And I'm just the standby for that. And no, that's not how it works. Our relationship didn't last very long. Just for the record. Because he's like, "Well, I'm not used to all these rules." And I was like,
Yeah.
"Well, you know,
That's the relationship. That's
that's the relationship." Yeah.
a relationship is a contract.
Yeah,
Is a contract.
it is.
At the end of the day, marriage was friggin' not what we think of marriage these days.
Correct.
It was literally for clout to get the goat and be done.
Yeah.
Now it's all about love and all that kind of good stuff, which is all well and good, but you still need to talk about the other side of that.
Yeah.
What is your goat?
Yeah. Be with someone you're sexually
What's
compatible
gonna
with.
get your goat?
Sex is important in a relationship. Everyone's like, "Well, sex isn't that important, and you have to love someone beyond sex." Yeah, but a really healthy sex life is really important as well. So just make sure you communicate that. All right. What did you pull today? What's your card? I like you
Yeah.
to go first. Did you pull a card?
I did just now. It is a 7 of Wands. So Wands. So 7 of Wands talks about. It's funny, talking about all the pressures and feeling like you're being picked on. Feeling like nothing that you do is okay. Nothing that you know, and people are looking at you. People are judging you. People are just not. You're not comfortable in your skin. So, perfect conversation for today.
Yeah.
How to get out of that is literally just notice. No one fucking cares that much. I promise you. And if they
And if they
do,
care, it's because they're miserable in their own life.
then they're either a hater. There's only 3 kinds of people in the world.
Yeah.
Or they're miserable, right?
Yeah.
So let's go.
Heart chakra.
My brother has a great seat.
Be open and honest and come from the heart.
I have a couple
Communicate
months
from your
before that
heart
one.
and what you really want. I didn't even notice this. I did not even notice this. Too funny. The sacral chakra was underneath it. So like they were stuck together. So it's a double feature. Sacral chakra, which is all about relationships, passion, pleasure, sexuality, sensuality, creativity. So make sure that you come from the heart when it comes to what you want in a relationship. be open and honest about it, and you will find the right person. And don't take it personal if you don't mesh well with someone that you liked in other areas. It just means that there's someone out there that will fuck the shit out of you really good. I promise.
Promise. And when it's really good.
Yeah, exactly.
Really,
so where can we find you? What's going on? What do you got going on, Jeff?
Yeah.
It's Pride. What do you got going on?
You can check out. It is Pride. I'm going to Pride. I'm going to Motor City Pride this weekend. You'll see some stuff from there. You may actually see a picture or two of the new the gentleman I am talking to. Very loosely talking
Right.
to. There is nothing there yet. So there is no relationship official yet. So I may or may not see him. No, I will see him this weekend. I will see him. And check out Spiritual Sex and Candy. All my links are there. You can hear about a little bit about me. spiritualsexandcandy.com. It's a really great, easy way to find me and all the links and all the things. Book an appointment, book a card reading. You can actually that is one of the few places on the whole planet you can actually book a card reading with me.
Well, come find me at Spiritual Sex and Candy as well.
Talked about that very much lately.
All my links are there. Of course, I am doing one-on-one oracle readings. I have a bunch of decks, soul sessions. Come do some energy work with me. Release your shit. Quit carrying it with you. But yeah, you can find me on spiritualsexandcandy.com. Thanks for everyone for coming and hanging out with us today. Next week, I don't know what we're talking about next week. I do know, but I'm not. I think it's hookups, dating apps. Are they worth it? Is it toxic? We're going to talk about it.
Ooh, we're talking apps.
Hookup apps.
Oof.
Grindr, Tinder, okay,
I got some things to say.
What are some Bumble? Bumble? Is Bumble one of them? I don't even know. Facebook dating. We're going to talk about them all.
Bumble is one of them. We're going to talk about it. It's going to be fun. And tell us which app you guys are on.
Yeah. I want to hear which ones work the best. I have app ADD, so I will download an app and make a profile. And then within a couple of days, I'm like, I'm over this. And then I delete the app and, I don't look at it again. It's pretty funny. But we're going to talk about it next week. So come join us.
Yeah.
Next Tuesday, the 11th at 4 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and all the times in between there. I hope everyone has a beautiful, amazing week. I love you.
Happy Pride, guys.
Everyone here at the True Awesome Network asks you to please subscribe, like, comment, and spread awesome.